everyone! Welcome back to Alex's Book Club. It never fails whenever I start to record. My little recording buddy, Tiki, always is right behind me. Hey, Tiki. Today I am here to give you an update on week 1 of 75 Booked. If you have not been following along, please check out the other video that I have linked in the description. It describes what the 75 book challenge is. Overall, I am super proud of the reading goals that I accomplished in week 1 of 75 Booked. I will put my stats right here for you to take a look at. But in a nutshell, I was able to read just under 17 hours in week 1 and 820 pages. I completed 2 full books, 1 audiobook, and 1 physical book. The first book that I read was First Time Caller by B.K. Borson, and this was one of the easiest 5-star romances that I've ever read. I absolutely loved everything about this book. We follow our 2 main characters, Lucy, our FMC, and Aiden, our MMC. I loved Lucy's character. First off, she was a mechanic. It's not your typical female career, and I just absolutely love that for her. Lucy is a single mom to a 12-year-old girl, and she is content in her life. She has a lot of love and support. She has Lucy's dad, who is also her gay best friend and his partner. She also has the support of her best friend, Patty. But even though she is surrounded by love and support, she is still lonely, and her daughter, Maya, notices this. And one night, Lucy hears her daughter talking to somebody on the phone late at night. This is obviously a mother's worst nightmare, thinking, who is she talking to? Is she on the phone with a predator? So she sneaks into her room and picks up the phone and finds out that Maya is actually speaking to the radio host of a romance line, Heartstrings, our MMC, Aiden. Maya is trying to get romantic advice for her mom so that she doesn't have to be lonely any longer. The producer of Heartstrings convinces Lucy to co-host a segment to help Lucy find the love of her life. And so Lucy and Aiden start working together. And if you can imagine, this is a romance, so hopefully this isn't a spoiler, but Lucy and Aiden end up falling for one another. Aiden no longer believes in love. He's had a traumatic past and nearly lost someone he cared about deeply several times, so he pushes love away so as not to get hurt. But it's only a matter of time before he starts falling for Lucy. Lucy is not willing to settle for anything less than magic, as she calls it on air. And because of this, it has left her alone. She maybe has too high of expectations on purpose so that she can push others away and not get hurt. I really resonated with Lucy's character. I have an 11-year-old preteen daughter, and there was actually one part of the book where Lucy is talking about how she couldn't hear herself think because her daughter Maya was blasting an Olivia Rodrigo song, and we are in the thick of our Olivia Rodrigo music listening here in our house, so I chuckled when I read that. I also really resonated with Lucy's character because she mentioned that she didn't want to put her worries and anxieties on the ones she loves, and I find myself often doing this. I know others in my life have their own things going on and their own struggles, and I never want to overwhelm them with the things going on in my life. The audiobook that I read in week 1 of the 75 book challenge was Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. This is the first book of 3 in an interconnected standalone series and my first book by this author. I really enjoyed this second chance romance between our FMC Yaz and our MMC Josiah. This was a unique plot because the MMC and FMC were actually divorced. They had been divorced 2 years, and it was a great story about how even a strong relationship faces many challenges that oftentimes cannot be overcome. The story touches on topics of grief and depression. I really enjoyed this story. However, it wasn't as strong of a read as First Time Caller. I ended up giving it 4 stars, and the reason being was that there was a physical reconciliation between the 2 main characters about 2/3 of the way through the book, and then the status of their relationship was kind of up in the air for too long, I thought, and there was a lot of unnecessary spice in the book. In the end, the book wrapped up just the way I wanted it to, so it did redeem itself, but I couldn't give it a 5-star, but it was definitely a 4-star, and I would recommend it to the right reader. If you don't enjoy the love interests veering towards other love interests, this might not be for you. The fact that the couple had been divorced for 2 years and they did try to move on, I was okay with. But if this is something that you do not enjoy, you may not want to pick this one up. Overall, I'm really enjoying the 75 book challenge. In addition to reading more, I typically read about 1 book a week, and I completed 2 this first week of the challenge. I am also staying more hydrated. I am prioritizing drinking at least 20 ounces of water each reading session. I'm journaling my thoughts and opinions about each of my reading sessions, which has been great, especially for when I go to complete my reading reviews. I have a lot of great thoughts and quotes readily available for me. I've also stayed clear of Barnes & Noble and Amazon and am reading the books that I already physically own or what I have on Kindle Unlimited. If you're interested in doing the challenge alongside me, I would love an accountability buddy or buddies. So even if you're starting a week or 2 after me, no problem at all. Let's cheer each other on as we read more in 2026 and complete our reading goals for the year. If you are enjoying my daily updates on YouTube Shorts or the reading vlogs that I'm doing as part of 75 Booked, I would really love your support by liking this video and subscribing to my channel. Stay tuned to see what I read next in week 2 of 75 Booked. Until then, happy reading. Bye.